The change of regulation for 2017 is, as an engineer, is a more exciting aspect of the car. Compared to 2016 car, when it's more an evolution of the car. Here you have to change everything on the car, review all the procedure you are doing.
Probably the biggest set of regulation changes we've had since 2009.
There are many new challenges, both for the aerodynamicists and for the structural engineers.
We get a lot more freedom in terms of the areas of the car that can deliver quite a bit of performance.
These rules may provide the framework for us to pursue some chassis differentiation if it's to our benefit.
It's been a long time since there's been anything quite as different coming out of F1, so we're looking forward to it.
Since we went to the narrow track cars back in 1998, then the cars have always looked a bit out of proportion. So by going back to a wider track with wider tyres, proportionally they should look better.
The 2017 car will be clearly more aggressive car in terms of looking. Will be wider, looks more muscle car.
The whole car does look more aggressive, and I think everybody in the aero department and probably around the rest of the factory have been quite excited by the look of the new cars. The more downforce that cars produce, the more they can be affected by other cars in terms of their drag. So it could be that cars are able to run closer behind another car to use the slipstream down the straight. So overtaking in that sense could actually be easier.
The tyres themselves, if they are more durable, shall we say, than previous generations, then I think it will change the racing. Not necessarily for the worse, but I think for the better. We'll have potentially more overtaking.
Hopefully we will be able to close the gap to the lead. We did that to a certain extent last year. We were more competitive last year than we were the year before for certain. And during the year we closed the gap up, so we hope that we can close it up further.
It's our aim, it's what we want to do. Whether we can do it, it's a great question, and we'll have that answered around about sort of November 2017, won't we?
The cars are expected to be between 3 and 5 seconds a lap faster. Most of that gain will come from cornering speeds, where the increased downforce on the car will mean that the car is able to go around the corners quicker.
Copse at Silverstone, turn 9, the kink in the back straight at Barcelona, those are no longer corners, they are bends in the straight in effect. And it's a gradual march. We've already seen that with Eau Rouge at Spa, which used to be a big deep breath corner but is now simply a bend on the straight. This extra downforce, extra grip takes that direction further. Renault have again done good work over the winter, so we anticipate through this year that they will have again closed the gap compared to our two main rivals.
They made a massive progress in 2016, and they promise us the same type of progress for 2017. It will give us the opportunity to be closer to the leader and hope that the chassis differentiation could give us the opportunity to challenge them for the win.
In terms of the effect on the aerodynamics of the car, because they're a lot bigger, they have a much more significant impact on the rest of the car. And that's something that we've had to learn to deal with over the last few months.
Much effort has been put into trying to minimise the effect these very wide tyres have on drag.
The tyre will generate a lot more grip, and it will affect, for sure, the suspension stiffness in terms of deformation is what you can achieve on the car and chassis.
I hope that the car is cohesive. I don't think there's any one particular piece to point at and say, that bit's amazing, or I did that bit, Mum. It's how it all hangs together.
It's a very neat package. It's a nice looking car. The new bodywork rules, I think, have improved the aesthetics of the sport. And if you ever get the chance to look under the skin, it's beautifully designed and beautifully made. So any bit of it between the front and rear wing, I think, is fantastic.
Superstition is not part of Formula One. If you have the quickest car, a very quick driver, normally you win the race.
The first car I was responsible for at McLaren was the MP413, and that managed to win both championships.
The aim is to have both World Championships back in our possession at the end of the year. And if the car happens to be the RB13, great, bring it on.
Exhaustion towards the end of the season, I think, for many of the guys is how they feel. You go through the winter, and you do your work. Now it's time to think, yep, actually just want to get going again now, and to be out on circuit and see where we are.
The first test of the season in Barcelona is one of the most exciting aspects of the season.
Get it built, see what it's like, and then see what we can do with it to make it even better. So yeah, looking forward to it. It'll be good, really good.
I think 2017, it would be nice if there's a bit of a change in order. Selfishly, if we can be at the front of that change in order, that would be fabulous. But I think for Formula One, it would be nice to see some good inter-team racing.
We want to challenge the leader and fight for the win. The win will be the main excitement for me.
The most exciting thing about the 2017 season is that the aerodynamic regulations have opened up avenues for aerodynamic development again, and hopefully that's given us a bit of a chance to close the gap to the leaders.
I certainly believe that we have the best aerodynamics department on the grid, so I am really looking forward to the challenge of these new regulations and the whole season ahead.
Will we be first? Will we not be first? Who's around us? It's a bit self-centred, I grant you, but I'd like to be, holding 2 world championships at the end of the year, and now it's all hands to the pumps to try and do that, isn't it?